So I hope you are well today. Today's video is all going to be about focusing and really owning your life and realizing that there's patterns sometimes. So what do I mean by that? I mean that we have this mind which thinks and it is worrying about stuff. It's in danger mode, like an alarm system sometimes, right? A security system. The camera is like looking around saying, hey, yeah, I've got to observe and look out for this danger. And then it notifies you. It's like, hey, there's a danger. You better stop. Here's the thing. You don't have to listen to that because it is just thoughts. It doesn't mean stop everything you're doing, even though it feels that way sometimes, right? Because the body and the mind are strong. But really, the message I want to get across to you here is that you can consciously create your life. And why I use the word consciously is because if you have that awareness, if you're able to see these things that are not serving you, then you can start slowly removing them. Because here's the thing, we're stuck in these habits. We grow up and we follow the crowd, right? It doesn't matter if that means following the things that your parents have told you, following the friends, following whatever, right? Society. And that's fine. I'm not one of these people who's going to be like, oh, society is the worst thing ever and it's ruined everything. It is what it is. But you have a choice here. You can consciously create a different path. Imagine you're going down and you're hiking. I use this example a lot actually with clients because I like to sometimes go for walks, and so do many people. And you meet this crossroads and it's like, oh, do I go right or do I go left? I could go along with the usual thing, or maybe I can explore this like offbeat trail. It's got like spiky hedges around, but it looks kind of fun. The one that is completely not paved or anything. So really visualize this. You could go on the adventure route. You could. It's a choice, right? Everything is a choice. The moment you realize everything is a choice and you are not the victim to your mind and your thoughts, things start changing powerfully. So how do you do that? Slowing down. Whatever you want to do to slow down, do that. I'm not here to tell people methods and exactly what can be done to help you become more conscious. The path of yoga is good for some. Other people it's, writing, it's instruments, it's art, whatever. Just something that's going to get you out of the head. But really to get you more present. Because when you're more present, you slow down this fear mode and you can start thinking in a different way. And here's the thing, we go in and out of presence all the time. It's not this elusive state that you have to meditate for hours to achieve. Meditation is useful, yes, it definitely is. But that's a tool. There's many tools. So find out something that's going to help you with that. Because you can see things differently then. It's like when you go on a walk in nature and you're like, wow, you're awestruck. You're just like, whoa, this is beautiful. You're in a different state there. Do what it takes to get you to more of a present place, slowed down pace. Because once you can do that, then you can start realizing what can help you. Design this life, rather than be the person who is just floating through, drifters, like Napoleon Hill likes to call it in his book, Outwitting the Devil, drifters who are just drifting through life, you know, waiting for something to happen in the week. And then it's like, okay, I need another day to just relax. And okay, you know, here's Monday again and I'm back at work or whatever, you know, it's just drifting. And then you get to a year has passed and there's New Year's Eve, and then it's just another drift, another year of drifting. That's not living really. And then the only thing you look forward to is vacation. Okay, this vacation's coming up. Now I know I'm alive. Now this is the moment where I realize I'm a living person. The rest of my life is drifting. I know some jobs can be hard. So I get it. But you still have a lot of time in this year, in your life, that can be more consciously used. And I just mean, when I say conscious, it's like, for example, you are trying to lose weight. Very simple example. You see a dessert menu and you're like, oh, I'm tempted. Your mind is saying, oh, yeah, that would be nice. So you can consciously say, okay, I'm going to eat that. You know, that's great. I'm going to go and eat that. Or it could be an unconscious thing of like, oh, okay, yeah, everyone else is having one, so let me just have one. That's a pattern. That's you going against something inside. Or a different example is fear, right? Fear that drives some of these thoughts. If you were conscious to what's actually happening and you're slowing down, you would realize that some of these thoughts are irrational, right? How many times have you done something and you've been like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought? Because it's fear that's ruling. It's the unconscious patterns and beliefs that we have been collecting through our lives and childhood and people around us. But you can consciously choose things, choosing things. You can consciously say, hey, I'm deciding right now what my heart is wanting, instead of being this like robot who just goes through life. The other part of this is focusing, because there's so many distractions in this world, so many. The phone and social media is not the problem, like people say. The problem is that you are unconsciously picking it up and unlocking it and then scrolling through, and you know, all this stuff happens. It's not the problem. You can consciously decide, hey, I know that this is in my control. I can focus right now. So focusing in with your time, with your energy is hugely important. It's like if the sun was shining and I took you outside and we look at the sun is spreading everywhere. It's touching everything. But then you can grab a magnifying glass and aim it at a leaf or something. And then the sun will be focusing in. It'll be focused just on that. Or imagine there's a lamp you have in your room. It's lighting the room up. Instead, imagine you can direct that energy into a laser. So it was only pointing at one thing, like a torch. All that same amount of energy that you have in your day is being spread everywhere. Of course you're going to be tired. Of course you're not going to get things done because it's going everywhere. It's like spraying. You know, when you have a hose and then you have that mist function and you press the button and it turns into a mist that just goes everywhere. That's what happens when we are unfocused. We turn into a mist that's just spraying all over the place. Nothing's getting enough water. But instead, in the hose, you can press that button and it turns into that you know, like turbocharged, like pointed spray that can actually destroy your plants if you're not careful. So that's how we want to be with everything. You want to consciously focus on stuff. Because then things get done easily, very easily. An hour of pure focus, purely focus, where your mind is at its best, it can actually be much more productive than an entire day or a weekend even sometimes, right? And you probably experience this. Everyone's experienced this, exists, right? It's not some special thing that you have to take some special class to learn about. It's natural. So how do you do that? You have to look at everything that you're spending your time on. Everything. List them out. Pause the video if you have to. List everything out in your day. What are the things that are giving you energy? What are the things that are taking them away? That's the first thing. Know your energy. And then when I say focus, know what your priorities are. What do you want to work on? And how can you spend this energy on those things you want to work on? So it's not rocket science, right? I'm not going to complicate things. All I'm saying is you have a choice. And a lot of the time we go into this unconscious mode and we think we're not capable of doing things. It's just it's not even that. It's not at all. It's just that you're not doing it. If you stay in this mind trap of I'm incapable, I can't do this, I'm a procrastinator, it doesn't mean anything. It's just things that you're hearing. When you go into action mode and you start really just doing these things I've said, you go from the heart, actions from the heart, spirit, whatever you want to call it, every time it is, with everything you're doing. Because we wouldn't do anything otherwise. It has to be coming from a powerful place for it to exist. So when you go into that mode, you are out of the trap of thinking that you're not good enough, or these doubts and fears, these beliefs that you've collected throughout your life. You can destroy all of them. You just need to focus and become more conscious. Simple as that. There's some techniques you can do to work with your energy in a better way, to fire you up, and that's what I do. Morning routine, perhaps. But in the end, like I said, things that create energy, things that take it away. What do you need to focus on? What are your priorities? Go and do that. And then get present. Get really, really present. Do not think about future or what this is going to achieve, because no matter what you do, the best will come from the present. Nothing matters about future. Yes, you can want to achieve things. I'm not this person who's going to say, yeah, live in the present forever. No, I'm saying it just allows you to slow down and not get overwhelmed. One small step at a time. There's this thing called Kaizen, which comes from Japan, really. It's to take one step at a time, because then your brain cannot get overwhelmed. So if you're focusing on today or an hour or less than that, There's no overwhelm, there's no procrastination. And something I read once was to set a 3-minute rule for things you're about to do. Say, I'm going to commit to 3 minutes of pure focus. And I make a decision to do that. Because then more often than not, you're already moving. You've got off the starting block from the race. Then you'll carry on, most likely. But if you don't, it's all good. You tried. Instead of being in the land of mind, which doesn't try, it doesn't help. So, presence, prioritize your focus. What is your purpose? What are you trying to achieve? Light up to that feeling. And then work with your energy. Do whatever it takes to build your energy. Some people will dance around their room. That's great. Do that. Sing, whatever you want. Do some exercise, whatever works for you. The main thing is you are generating fuel and you are using that in a focused way. So your fuel is not everywhere, like I said, like a lamp. It's not flying all over the place. So that's all I'm going to say for now. And if you have any questions or you want to hit me up about this, feel free, drop me a message. This is something I was challenged by forever. I was stuck in the land of mind. I wanted to do so many things, travel, I wanted to make a business, I wanted to do everything. I didn't do any of it for a long time. Gladly now I am. The only thing in the way was the mind, all along, nothing else. So drop me a message. I'll tell you a bit more about that story. There's many more stories I can tell you about the journey I went on and how I got out of that. But for now, find some ways to focus, find some ways to become more conscious. It's your life. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to give you a magic thing in life. You have to design it. You have to create it. And this is about fun. This is about peace. This is about business. This is about career. This is about everything. This is a general thing that can benefit everyone's life. So let me know what comes up. What's your one insight after you listen to this? And I'd love to hear it.